In today's video, I am going to attempt to put all of the things that you see in the foreground into a two-door Bronco. All right, let's go ahead and open it up. And there's three positions. So first of all, very nicely, it opens up to about 45 degrees. And then there's a 90-degree position. You've got to get it in that 90-degree position in order to open the window. You see right here, I'm going to go into detail here so you can kind of see. It just barely kind of makes it. And only in that 90-degree position. So remember to open and close, open the window last. And when you're closing things, close the window first. Okay, I've got a couple of my hats here. I'm going to move those out of the way. And let's see how many things fit. By the way, I just used some regular floor mats here for now. I'm debating whether to get some floor mats, rubber floor mats in the back. If I do, it's likely to be from an AutoZone type place. So more on that later. All right. Scenario we have right now is one suitcase. So let's go ahead and put the big suitcase in. And I'm gonna just kind of wedge it. The suitcase is empty, but obviously it could be full. Let's just see the size. Can it fit upright? Yes. Can it fit behind the seats? It looks like yes. So we win for the first suitcase. We can fit it. All right, the next thing I'm going to show here is the distance from the seats up. So the bottom of the seat actually kind of flips up, as you see. Then the top of the seat, or the back of the seat, kind of flips down to make it relatively flat. But I'm going to measure from the back of the bottom of the seat when it's up, if that makes sense. You can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about right here. And we see, we're talking about probably, realistically, we're talking about 43 inches. I got a question about whether a person, I believe 5'3" or so, can fit in the back diagonally. It's going to be tough. So let me kind of try that here. All right, I'm going to have to do this video upright here in portrait mode. But realistically, I'm kind of floating here as to where a hypothetical top right part of this box would be. If somebody's head is right there, or person would be. If somebody's head's right there, we're talking about, looks like 4'8" diagonally. I think if you really want to camp in this thing, realistically, probably need to build this up, this little area up. You could maybe keep the door down, put a tent that's over this. They sell tents like that. And you might be hanging a little bit over into the tailgate, and but you still have a tent around you. That would probably be the realistic way to do it. All right, let's continue to put things in the back here now. All right, I've put the large suitcase flat. So theoretically, obviously, we could put things behind it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put these smaller suitcases directly behind the large suitcase. Let's see what happens. Here's one. All right, and here's the second. And we have a problem. It's not gonna fit. You can see the latch right there. One thing we could do, let's take a look at the door. You see how the door sort of juts out, this portion of it? So if we put everything on the right side, maybe we could make it fit. Let's try it right now. All right, so what I've done here is I've taken everything from the left side, put it on the right side. So you see large suitcase flat, two smaller suitcases upright. You can again see kind of how this, the left side kind of juts out. It looks like, even though it's jutting, it's getting pretty far out there, it looks like I might be able to make this fit. So let's go ahead and shut the door. I haven't tried this. Let's see what happens. Got it. So, little tip. If you are loading suitcases and you have 3 passengers, each with a suitcase, put the third passenger who's going to be sitting in the back on the left side. All right, we've got the Costco test next. We've got the rolls of paper towels. I also have these 2 chairs, so let's see if we can get all of this in there. All right, here's where we're at. First of all, there's plenty of room above what I put. I want to make sure I'm able to kind of see through the back. So for now, I'm going to kind of cap it off at this level so I can see through the rear view mirror, the interior rear view mirror. I put the paper towels here on the right. I have the 2 Ego boxes here of Ego trimmers here. And I put the 2 folding chairs here. This is sort of worst case scenario. These folding chairs are pretty big. I'm going to go ahead and swap them out and recommend that instead of getting folding chairs that look like that, you get those super small ones. You can get these at REI that kind of fold out. It does take a minute or 2 to kind of put them together. You kind of have to stretch them out, but you can pretty much permanently leave those chairs in your Bronco. If you get a 2-door Bronco, I would recommend that. All right, here's a comparison of the 2 chairs when they're folded up. You can see how much smaller and actually lighter the one on the right is, the REI Light chair. Let's see if I can get the name of it. It's called the Flex Light Macro Chair. Also for sitting, here's what it looks like. I will say there is definitely some technique to that chair on the right of putting it together. It's sort of like a tent. You have to kind of stretch the fabric to make it work. You're going to spend a good 2 or 3 minutes putting it together versus 2 or 3 seconds with the one on the left. But I think it's well worth it. Let's get these chairs, the smaller chairs, in and kind of show you the size difference. All right, we continue to play the game of what will fit in the Base Bronco. We've got 1 large suitcase way back here, 2 smaller suitcases, a paper towel, Costco size paper towel bag, which is about the size of another large suitcase. So I would definitely say you could fit 2 large, 2 small, put them all on the right side, and it should fit. Now, in the middle, I've put these 2 long boxes. You know, kind of think these could be other things. These could be guitars. These could be, well, I used to play the drums, so maybe something like that. You know, something that's sort of long. You definitely can fit in there, but not super long. These aren't ski sized. These are kind of medium sized and have some length to them. If you're making a trip to Home Depot, it should not be a problem if you buy these. I switched to the smaller chairs, so what we see here. And I'm going to try to see if I can wedge these underneath the boxes. All right, done. The chairs do fit underneath the boxes. Actually, it just kind of makes it somewhat level. If these boxes are super heavy, I'm not sure if I would do that, but works when they're empty or somewhat light, okay? So now, the next thing I need to do is figure out if I can fit my cooler. All right, to be honest, I didn't think the cooler would fit on the left side, and it didn't in this bottom section here. It does fit if you put it on top of the seat, so that's what you see here. That would obviously be somewhat difficult to get to, but it does fit. I am buying a new cooler. More on that later. I am getting it's called the Yeti Roadie 24, much smaller, and it'll keep ice, hopefully, according to the reviews, it'll keep ice cool for multiple days, which is exactly what I'm looking for. All right, I have one more thing here, and this is called a sportsman's trunk. It is not insulated that you could put ice in it, but I figured that would be about the size of the Yeti, or maybe a little bit bigger than the Yeti. It does not fit. So you can kind of see here, it's gonna hit right there. So what I'm gonna do is, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna make this upright and see if it fits this way. And it does. I think I've hit the limit now. Let's make sure that the window can close. Got the window closed. Now let's close the door. Works well. I fit everything in here. Let's go inside, kind of see what's going on here. I have a pillow and a couple other stuff here, but this should not be an issue with front seating room. Looks fine. I'm going to tilt the seat back a little bit here. I was able to tilt the seat back quite a bit, so there shouldn't be any issues with the driver or passenger being comfortable. Let's see what we look like. You can kind of see, you can look out the rear view mirror. That shouldn't be an issue. The mirror or the window is down right now. So I can get into the mirror itself. So you can kind of see, well, it's showing me, but you can kind of see, you can look out the back there. All right. All right, we're gonna start with the back empty now. I'm gonna pan out. What fits? All right, let's start with the 2 small suitcases, sportsman's bag, 2 REI chairs, a relatively large cooler, but I had to put it sideways, a large suitcase, and the Bounty Mega Pack from Costco. That Bounty Mega Pack's just about the size of the suitcase, a little bit wider, but a little bit shorter. And then 2 relatively long boxes from Ego trimmer and a hedge trimmer, the boxes. And by the way, I use those boxes in front of the vehicles, so when I hit the boxes, I'm not hitting anything else. So save those boxes is what I would say. It works, you know, like a tennis ball hanging from the roof might. All right, I put one of the seats up. I still have to put the seat bottom up there, but you can kind of see how it's a 2-part thing that you have to do. Let's get the other one up so you can kind of see that going. Put the headrest up. Okay, so, and I'll kind of give you a view back here. So it has a little bit of a well here. You've got to put those seats, you got to pull them up and then back, and then kind of slide them back, and then they go into seat, you know, those are the seat bottoms basically. If you don't do that, you have kind of a little area here where in theory you could store things in a different way. I'm not going to do that. I am going to now show you what can fit back here. All right, well, the larger of the 2 trimmers does not fit horizontally. Let me see if I can do this while filming. I'm going to take that one down. It's an empty box, so it should be all right. I'm going to pick up the other one. I'm not sure if I can do this while filming. I'm going to try. Let's see. All right, the smaller of the 2 does fit. Okay, now let's see if we can add to that. What else could we put here? Certainly we can stick the 2 chairs in there, or let's try the suitcase. Let's try 2 suitcases in that box. This is behind the second seats that are up now. So we'll try the 2 small suitcases. No problem. You do need some space right here. As I mentioned earlier, it kind of juts out. So I think, you know, I feel like putting a puzzle together here. I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 chairs. So, and let's just make sure it fits. Yep. All right, so what do we have left over? So 2 small suitcases are in there, but we have a bunch of things left over, obviously. All right, I swapped things out, and we can see very comfortably 2 large suitcases or 2 mega packs from Costco will fit back here, no problem. Just keep in mind, I'm gonna shut the door and keep the top, or the window open. Let's see what happens here. Yep, it fits. If you're a little worried about space, obviously the right side has more space than the left. All right, pushing the envelope here a bit. We have the large cooler, we have the sportsman's trunk, and we also have the paper towel rolls. They all fit. I tried putting the large suitcase. It probably could fit, but I didn't want to scratch anything. And like I said, I'm getting a much smaller cooler than this one for the back. Now I'm gonna go ahead and shut the window and door. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna have to check this. This seems like this little area here versus here looks a little bit off, but I'll double check that with the dealer. Let's just see if it closes. All right, it would not have worked. This configuration would not have worked if I have to get it all the way up. I have to get to 90 degrees, don't I? If I had put this cooler on the left side. Only works with the cooler on the right. Hope you found this video value added. Here are all the things that I was able to fit in the Bronco.